Welcome to 38 for you, everyone. I'm Troy Thompson. Joining me in the studio again today is Evan and Matthew of Crawford Willis Group, EXP Real Estate. These guys are killing it when it comes to buying and selling property for you. Welcome to the show, my friends.
Thanks for having us.
Okay, you were here last month and our viewers it was a great response, and I asked them to send in some questions to put you on the spot.
Awesome.
So how does that sound?
Yeah.
Great.
Alrighty, so our first question is, how often does the market shift? And especially this year, does an election affect that movement?
Yeah, oh goodness, it does. So what we've seen in the past, I guess in the past 50 years, we see a 5-year shift. So it's cyclical, just like the stock market and everything, it's cyclical. So we see a pattern every 5 years, we see a shift in the market. Now here recently, we have gone past that 5 years, so we're getting a new territory here, and we're seeing an upswing in the market.
Okay.
Longest in history, I believe.
Really the longest in history. Yeah. All right, well, when it comes to that, I'm going to jump to when we go to buy a property, we're looking at interest rates, and for the last few months have been pretty low.
Right.
So is that a wave that we should continue to ride? Should we fix an interest rate if it's pretty low now?
Well, I think, you know, that with an election year coming, what you mentioned, typically they don't move a lot because that can cause a lot of distraction there with the market and things like that. So typically during election year, you see the interest rates stay fairly similar. Right now, they're very, very low. So you got a lot of people refinancing and you got a lot of people purchasing homes, which is great for the market.
Okay, so we should fix for a short term or long term if the market fixed rate?
Yes,
Yes.
A lot of people are doing a 30-year
in.
mortgage. That's typically
Lock
what
it
we're
in.
Yep.
Okay, lock it. All right, Harry.
Lock it in. Lock it in. Calling it.
Alrighty, so another viewer wrote in saying, what does a buyer beware state mean? And what does the mean for a buyer and seller?
Well, go ahead.
Yeah.
For a buyer side, and to be fancy, though, it's caveat emptor is the buyer beware.
Right.
Let the buyer beware. I just like to sound smart sometimes. So, but typically that means the buyer needs to get a third-party inspection. Is in layman terms, it means, hey, have somebody else come in, check this property. Let's see if there's any latent defects that need to be addressed by the seller, or somehow throughout the negotiation, whether it be in lieu of repairs, they may pay for some of these things, or they may just go ahead and fix them.
And for the seller, basically, you want to go ahead and you can get a third-party inspection up front before you put the home on the market, and so that'll help alleviate some of those concerns later on. And it's just disclosures, disclosing anything that the seller may know up front, that if there's a roof leak or anything like that, to go ahead and disclose it.
And when we do disclosing, is that better for the seller or the buyer up front?
Both, really.
Okay.
Yes, because you don't want it to come on, once you get a contract and a buyer comes up and something comes in play there and the seller already knows about it, you can kind of get into some legalities there.
And there's nothing worse than, as a seller, taking your home off the market for 2 weeks, waiting on an inspection, and then it comes to the inspection, the buyer says, I don't want to purchase this property, and now every other buyer in the town knows that something's going on with their house possibly.
Again, killing it, guys. Appreciate both of you coming in.
Yeah.
If you want to find out more information, there it all is up on the screen for you. Evan and Matthew of Crawford Willis Group, EXP Real Estate. Give them a call. They